Nothing is free, but pizza is close. Hey everyone, welcome to another crazy story. Today's tale is not just about your English listening practice. Seriously hilarious life lessons. So grab your popcorn or pizza if you're like me. The story is called Nothing is Free, but Pizza is Close. Meet Dave, a 20-year-old dude from a small town that could probably use a bit of spice in its life. He had big dreams. He wanted to open the best pizza joint in town. But, spoiler alert, life wasn't handing him pizza dough on a silver platter. Dave's family, not exactly rolling in dough, pun totally intended. His dad, Mike, worked as a mechanic, and his mom, Jane, cleaned houses. They did what they could, but money was always tight. Dave had a younger sister, Lucy, who was 10 and thought her big brother was the coolest guy ever, her hero in a totally awkward superhero way. One night, Dave was sitting outside his tiny house, staring at the stars, dreaming about that pizza empire he was going to build. He whispered to himself, "How am I supposed to do this when I can barely afford my Netflix subscription?" Dave shared his dreams with his dad, Mike, who, after wiping off some grease, said, "Son, nothing is free. If you want pizza, and I mean a real pizza empire, you gotta work for it. Start small, even if it's just a side hustle with what you've got." The idea Dave was like, what if I start selling pizza locally? I mean, who doesn't love pizza? The only problem, he had zero cash to get started. But did that stop Dave? Heck no. He decided to take a wild chance and went to the local pizza place to ask the owner, Mr. Tony, if he could borrow some dough, figuratively, not literally, closing parenthesis. Mr. Tony was an old-school pizza guy, not easily impressed. "You want me to trust you with my pizza and give you free dough?" Mr. Tony asked, raising an eyebrow like he was auditioning for The Godfather. But Dave wasn't backing down. "I promise, I'll pay you back, and I'll even throw in a little profit." "I'm serious about this," Dave said, looking like he was ready for a pizza-themed Shark Tank. Mr. Tony thought for a long, dramatic pause before finally saying, "All right, kid. You get the dough for a week. If you mess this up, don't ever come back for my pizza again." The hustle begins the next morning. Dave grabbed the dough, not literally grabbed, he paid for it. "Don't worry," and set up a pizza stand at the park. People were skeptical at first, but Dave wasn't just selling pizza. He was selling love, passion, and the American dream with a side of extra cheese, hot and fresh pizza. "Get your slice of happiness," he shouted, trying not to look like a total weirdo. At first, no one bought anything, but Dave, being the persistent guy he was, started giving out free samples. You know what they say, you can't say no to free pizza. By the end of the day, he sold out of pizza, made a tiny profit, and returned to Mr. Tony, who was impressed. "You actually did it, kid. All right, come back tomorrow. But remember, this isn't easy." Fast forward, Dave, the Pizza King Dave, didn't just stop with pizza. Oh no, he worked his butt off, waking up at 5 a.m. to make fresh pizzas every day. Eventually, he saved up enough money to buy a tiny pizza cart, which was a game changer. A few months later, a customer suggested, "Hey, Dave, why don't you bake your own dough instead of buying it?" And Dave was like, "Oh, I've never baked dough before, but challenge accepted." The struggle is real. So Dave went to Mr. Tony for advice. Mr. Tony, with his crusty old pizza wisdom, was like, "Kid, baking isn't for the faint of heart. It's not just about the pizza, it's about the journey." Of course, Dave tried and failed many times. His first batch, a total disaster. His bread was so hard it could have been used as a doorstop. But Dave, being the stubborn guy he was, kept at it. Every time he failed, he reminded himself, nothing is free, but pizza is close. The Pizza Battle Then Boom competition arrived. A flashy new pizza joint popped up in town. It had neon signs, flashy decorations, and an Instagram-worthy interior. Dave's sales dropped fast. He was nervous what if he lost everything. But instead of freaking out, Dave asked his customers what they liked about the new pizza place. "Eric's pizza is fancy, but yours has soul," one customer said. That gave Dave an idea. He painted his pizza cart, added some pizzazz, pun intended, and even learned to decorate cakes. He wasn't just selling pizza, now he was creating an experience. The big rebuild then. Just when things seemed to be going smoothly, disaster struck. A fire broke out in Dave's kitchen. Total bummer, right? But did Dave give up? Nope. He remembered Mr. Tony's words and knew that failure wasn't the end. "You know what? I started with nothing, and I can rebuild this," Dave said. With the help of his loyal customers, Dave got back on his feet. They chipped in, donated ingredients, and even helped clean the shop. The grand reopening, months later, Dave reopened his pizza shop, and it was better than ever. He added cupcakes, muffins, and new toppings. Customers came from all over to try the pizza of the guy who never gave up. The mayor even showed up to say, "Dave, you're a true inspiration. You've taught us all that anything is possible with a little hard work and a lot of cheese." The big lesson at the end of the day, Dave's story wasn't just about pizza. It was about determination, hard work, and never giving up even when life tries to throw burnt dough at you.